there's two guys. Harlem and Wolf basically is two black guys. There's this guy Harlem and this guy Wolf basically, but that's not his real name, pretty much. But there's two black guys. One guy wears a silver suit, and another guy wears a white suit or something like that. They have these really nice suits. Like I said, what they did was they carpet bombed Japan or China or someplace, and basically they show up in their nice, beautiful ship from the Belfast shipyards. They look all good and nice, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're here to help." Blah blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know what oppression is. We know what it's like to try and be killed and stomped out. So we're gonna help you out. So Japan falls for it, or China falls for it, basically. And pretty much they're going around raping and killing and doing whatever they want, pretty much in the background, and no one knows it, or at least they keep hiding it, pretty much. And pretty much to the world and to Japan, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, your emperor right here is your wonderful emperor, and he's like Japanese, and he's doing all these great things and blah blah, but or whatever. But anyway, well later on, there's other emperor. But basically, pretty much, to the local people though, it's this black guy, and he supposedly showed up in a time of need and was helping out people like crazy by giving metal and all kinds of stuff to the black, I mean to the Japanese and Chinese people, and he's this great guy, and blah blah. And everyone thinks that he's all nice, he's got his nice shoes on, and he's got his silver suit and everything like that. And this actually, there, anyway, before this though, there might have been another black person, but basically there's these black leaders of Japan and China, pretty much. They're the emperor or emperors or whatever. Basically, they're rapists and killers, and they're just going around raping and killing and forcing people to have sex with them and all that, and they like to do it. Anyway, there's 5 of them or so. Anyway, though, finally somebody gets sick of them basically, and they shoot him through the eyeball right here. He goes out the other side. And I forget if the Japanese truly want to help this guy, or if they take a gun to someone's head and be like, "You are going to help," blah blah blah. But basically, it blows his side of his face off, and there's not much left really. It goes in the eyeball right. They get it right here where it skims the nose, and it might actually even have taken out the nose, but it blows up and blows the side of his head off, but doesn't actually get his brain. Basically big exit wound right here. So he lives and all that other stuff, and so they save him, and and they patch him up and do what they can, and they do and they go through all this effort to put a plate or something in there and try and fix it up. And he's like this freak walking around, with this thing like this, like that. And I think he eventually gets shot again. They shoot him in this eye this time and it blows it, and it takes out his brain, and he's dead. There's like 3 of them basically. 2 of them they got at the same time, which is, I believe, Harlem and Wolf, basically. They took them both out, pretty much. And the black people are like, "Oh, God, our leader, oh, God." And Japan's like, "Oh, God, our leader, oh, God." And he was a psycho son of a bitch that was carpet bombing other towns and cities. And giving guns to only black people and bulletproof armor to only black people. And all that other stuff. And black people are like, "Sounds like a good guy." Anyway, but I mean, he killed a lot of black people too. I mean, anyone that could offer resistance, or anybody that got any close to being able to threaten him, he would, like his people didn't have armor-piercing ammo, just like, they just had the normal bullets and all that other stuff, but he had the armor-piercing ammo, so he could shoot anyone he wanted. And all that other stuff, basically, he maintained absolute control. But basically, he was this black guy in control of Japan and China, and basically pretending to be the emperor, but he wasn't. Anyway, I mean, he was the emperor, but only by force. Anyway, though, so there's like 3 of them or whatever, and another one gets shot up here in the head, and the bullet stops or something like that. And he's like the psycho dude too, and whatever. Anyway, over like 50 years, there's all these psycho black people, basically, like the French leader and all that other stuff, and they're pretending to be on the, to everybody else they'll be Hitler, Adolf Hitler, but they're actually black and they're not Adolf Hitler. I mean, there's some black guy, pretending to be Adolf Hitler, and saying all these words and saying all these messages, but it's just black people, and they're. It's just a big scam. It happens about 50 years ago, so between 1909 and a couple other years after that. So basically, yeah, and the Japanese try and save them. I think they force them or something. That anyway, whatever. Like this one time I think one time they said, "If you don't do this, we're going to kill your children and kill 100 people." And after they did the surgery, they killed them anyway. So. Anyway, like over like 100 years, basically, black people are the worst people ever. Only no one knows it really, until later on. So, to the media and to the public, they pretend like they're really great people. But, to anyone in the town or the city, they know that they're psycho people that just shoot everyone and anyone and rape. They see a girl, they just grab her and rape her. And then they'll torture and kill her family or whatever just for fun. Yeah, so, and Harlem and Wolf, anyway, everyone notices this, and it's everywhere, and they chain everyone to the floor. They do this whole thing where it's all lies and stuff, and they're basically just holding guns to people's heads. Maintaining power as long as they can, which is a pretty long time, actually. Anyway, though, it's over like 50 years. Eventually, they all get killed and taken out by the group or the public. But it takes a while for that to happen, and they carpet bomb all kinds of people. They'll like carpet bomb you, and then show up with aid saying, "Oh yeah, that's what's the name? Yeah, we're going after them. Blah blah blah. You want to help?" Yeah, and they're just trying to get people to try and kill other people. Like I said, the black people would carpet bomb people, and then they'd be like, "Oh, those are French. Let's go get them," and all that other stuff. Along with some Yanks. So anyway, over like 50 years, this happens, and basically it's this giant lie and horribleness and all that other stuff. And fortunately, I'm not. Well, I have to see it and stuff later on because I asked, but pretty much I'm supposed to be dead or something. Anyway, eventually, yeah, it's pretty bad. So anyway, though, in the end, though, what makes them any different from anyone else? Not much other than the gun in their hand. But anyway, like I said, they go and take over. Well, they basically kill everyone they can possibly get their hands on, and basically, my thing is like Lucifer Star lines, basically White Star lines. I own the Belfast shipyard and everything. And they go over, they repaint it and say and write Anton on it, which is some black guy. So, and that's after they killed a whole bunch of people. Eventually the Irish win their freedom from them and stuff like that. And eventually I get to talk to them and stuff like that. So, like I said, if it wasn't for the Irish and the Japanese and Chinese and some cowboys and some other people, like we'd all be dead or enslaved. So, even as it is, I'm sure the black people are still trying to maintain control as long as they possibly can. But anyway, they got their ass kicked about 900 million years ago. Otherwise, I'd be dead right now and I wouldn't be here. So, anyway.